Hello. I'm glad you came back. Take another drink of my coffee here. Okay, so I wanted to read just an excerpt from Dragon Horse, and it pertains to what I talked about in the last video about healing and the journey when Cheyenne, the heroine of this story, young Cheyenne, first meets Nero, and that's his name in the story, Nero. So let me begin by just reading this really quickly. Those eyes, she thought, empty, bottomless. She gulped back the emotion as she took in the blanket of bones. The overpowering stench hit her again, and she put her hand to her nose. It was quite evident this horse was dying. Stinking, fleshy protrusions hung from the front limbs of the suffering animal. Its nostrils flared and blew at her, trying to figure out if she was a friend or foe. A low, tired nigger came from deep within as it took a tentative step towards her. She held out her hand, and immediately it began to pulsate. A swirl of white energy lifted from her hand into a stream of glittering gold as it connected with the horse. So that's when she first finds this, bag of bones in the story, and she could feel her hands pulsate. And it's the same thing with most energy healers. I can be standing next to somebody and not even know that they have an issue or that they're sick. My hands will tell me, because my hands will start to heat up and pulsate. And that's a trait of being an empath. I chose to write about the horse. The horse has always been a huge part of my life and my waking and sleeping moments. And I can't imagine not ever having, one in my yard. And for those of you that have never been around a horse, you just have no idea, the magic that they possess. And I really think that one of the main reasons that women seem to be so drawn to the horse is because the horse teaches us to reclaim our power. And we're living in a society where still men are in charge. And, we just give our power over to them. It's just too much work, it's just too hard. But then when we find ourselves in the barn, with this 1,000-pound, 1,100-pound animal, and it lets us climb on their back, and it listens to, every one of our aids. I hate to say commands, because I don't command my horses. They're my friends. I mean, without them, I probably wouldn't be here today. So yeah, it's still emotional, because they really taught me a lot, and that's why I had to write these books. And I think on the inside, I even dedicated this, for Lucky, Sterling, and Aragon, for the horse. I dedicated these stories to them, because they didn't leave me alone until I wrote these stories. But I also have a little it's like an unknown gypsy proverb that's in this story, and you'll hear it a couple of times, and it goes like this: gold does not clink and glitter in the light. It shines in the sun and neighs in the night. So, the gypsies, they carried the gold around their necks, but that's all they ever had. But their true gold was their connection to the horse, because their horse was their connection to the natural realm, and their connection to earth, and their connection to God or the divine or source, or because the animals are here to help us to learn about unconditional love. And animals, because they're so in tune with earth and the divine, it means that they didn't come in here with the amnesia that we have come in here. They come here to help us, and we've come here to learn, and grow and You know, that's one of the main, oh, there are some, you know, but if you really want to think about it, we all have a soul contract. I mean, even before we came here, we all said, I'm going to help you with this, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to do that. Yeah, and you're going to do that. So, you know, when we go back and it's our time to look back on our life, we'll be amazed, you know, at what we accomplished, and we'll probably be disappointed in some of the things that we were too fearful of pursuing. And that's another thing that, you know, Cheyenne has to overcome in these stories, is she has to overcome her fear and feeling of doubt and worthlessness. You know, she would have been able to use her abilities so much quicker, but she had to deal with the doubt and the fear. And once she felt it in her heart, I mean, we can tell her, you know, you can do this, you can do that, and you're this and you're that. We can tell her, but until she experiences it and learns it for herself, she won't know it. You know, so that's a big story in these books. And I like to write about our forbidden history. You know, that's always fascinated me. And otherworldly cultures and otherworldly, you know, we're not alone. I mean, come on, people, wake up. So I like to incorporate that. And everything in the book is written in symbology. You know, dragon really isn't a dragon flying around with wings, breathing fire. It's symbolic of one of the true beings that came to this planet and what their purpose was and how they came here to help the human. You know, we've been taught, had some issues, some things thrown at us, and a lot of us are dealing with it. But anyways, here I am rambling. I'm a good rambler. I could do this all day long. So anyways, for those of you who sat with me until the very end, I just wanted to let you know, if you go to Amazon, I have discounted Dragon Horse to $1.50. I do not do free books, and that's a huge issue with a lot of us authors. I would have never asked an author just to give me their book. When I was young, just to be able to talk or stand next to an author just would have been enough. But, you know, I think the true readers and the people who really honor the hard work and the money and the experience that we put into these stories, you know, they'll have no problem not having a cup of Starbucks coffee in the morning so they can purchase an ebook for $1.50. And if you think that's too much, well, you know, then that's, you know, that's your journey. And, you know, we'll see how you come out on the other end of that one. So anyways, that was my little message. So $1.50 for Dragon Horse, and that's only today. So anyways, all right, thanks, and stick around, and we'll have a few little giveaways, little items, and some of them will be for those who have read both books, because I'm going to quiz them. So anyways, thank you very much. Thank you for putting up with my morningness, and you know, read on.